Hey everyone, this is another LEGO DC Superheroes review. This time, this one called The Bat vs. Bane Tumbler Chase, based on the 2012 film The Dark Knight Rises. Of course, this should have been released around the same. Of course, my complaint is that this should have been released around the same year as the film released. He said the Avengers got to be me. But whatever the reason is it had to be released around 2013 instead. Let's get over the set. Here's LEGO DC Universe Superheroes, and the DC logo. I would have thought that when this would have came out in 2013, along with the rest of the other DC sets, it would not have been this logo anymore. Because you know what happened to it. Because you know what the logo looks like now. You know what the logo is. You know what the DC logo is now. Oh, and that's not there, and that's not there anymore. But I think it's supposed to stick to saying DC Universe. So that's why they stuck with that. That's why they have to. That's why this logo is also used. Sometimes the old logo before this one, the DC Bullet, is sometimes used for DC Archives. If you read the DC page about the logo change, it's 6 to 12-year-olds. Product number is 76001, and comic book included has Batman, Bane, and Jim Gordon, which they call him Commissioner Gordon because, of course, you know the third film. He's titled as Commissioner. It has Gordon on the run, shooting his gun at the hazard bars and the tumbler, which we'll go over about the car later, and the Batwing, which they call the Bat in the film, with Batman riding on it. The logo of The Dark Knight Rises, the minifig version of Batman, and on the run. Of course, we don't see a film version of that image anywhere in the back of the box. I'll prove to you. The language saying that in the product name, all that, yeah. 3-year-olds cannot be allowed to play with it because you know that Lego parts could result into choking hazard. Then the back has all sorts. We have a full view of the Batwing with Gordon riding on the rope. The rope you can see here, which I remember in the film, Batman carried the bomb away. And Gordon's on the run, is grabbing onto him. Bane's chasing him when off the car. And Lego Superheroes. And here's the function: you can open and close the cockpit, and you can put 2 riders in it. The idea, you get to turn the fins and the turbines in any kind of way like you wanted it to do. The idea, you can fire the flick-fire missiles and fire the flick-fire missiles in the tumbler. Of course, the one thing missing is the one function missing is opening it. So now, let's go over with the minifigs. First off, we'll start with. First of all, we'll start with Jim Gordon. The guy in Batman Begins, who was originally a sergeant, and in the end of the first film, he was titled as lieutenant, and then he remained lieutenant throughout the beginning half of the second film. After capturing the Joker, the other half of the second film, because the former commissioner Loeb was dead, he was honored to take Loeb's place as a police commissioner, and the rest of the third film, he is a police commissioner. As you can see, the clothes he's wearing is a SWAT costume, depicted of how when he dressed up as a SWAT, when he disguised as a SWAT guy in the second film, in the car chase with the Joker. And you can see he's fully detailed. He is detailed like the way he is on the eyebrows and the mustache and the glasses, which resembles a lot like Gary Oldman's Jim Gordon. 2 faces: one where he's just closing his mouth, the other where he's grinning, where he's grinning or grunting when it comes to like anger or in a situation, or comes in a situation. And he carries a gun which looked similar to Deadpool's gun, but this time I can tilt it anywhere once it's fully in, because in Deadpool's gun there was a trigger thing molded into the gun which you cannot tilt it anywhere, but this one he is tilting it anywhere. And I would have, I know, and of course, he's the only Jim Gordon we got. We'll have to find some customized torsos to give him the right clothing. Where he wears a shirt and a tie and a tux. Then the villain 2012, Bane. The clothes he's wearing is during that sewer fight in The Dark Knight Rises, and as you can see, he's wearing like a combat vest. He's got one glove on one arm, and just a bare hand on the other, and grey trousers. And the mask he wears is which protects him from the pain. Originally, I would have thought better if it was a separate piece. You could, but it's a separate piece. It's a separate piece you could put into the head, which could pull off. You could to use that mask for anything. You could use the mask for anything, but no, it's actually print on decal at the front and at the back. But of course, the sides doesn't have anything detailed, which they should have, because in case the mask is fully around the head. Of course, the top part isn't, because you can see a stud pin sticking out. Although you can't see if it resembles properly, but you could see that. Here's what Bane looks like, and the only Batman villain based on Chris Nolan's version of the Lego group that Lego group worked on of a villain wise is him. None of the other Batman villains have been Chris Nolan version fied. All of them are just regular characters, like a regular Joker, a Scarecrow, and all that. And we don't have a Lego Ra's al Ghul. So the only Lego Batman villain based on Chris Nolan's work is this guy. And of course I notice is in the Lego sets nowadays they do put decals detailed on the back to make sure they're a lot real. So, I'm surprised we got to have a Lego Batman villain based on Chris Nolan's work, which is this guy, and of course. Of course, back from exile is the Batman, and this is a suit. This is a suit said to be based on the third film. But of course, there are some slight details different. I could put a comparison between the Batman we had in 2008 and the Batman we have now of 2012. Here's the Batman of 2008, and this is the Batman of 2012. As you can see, they did detail it exactly like the film's way. The belt, the decal, and stuff, and the cape, and the cowl is and the cowl is bulked up. If you can see a comparison between, if I could lift it up, the ears are more. The ears are kind of straight up. The ears are now kind of like in the center of the whole molding, and the eyebrow detail is angled tough. Whereas this one is just more. It's too much of a fat triangle, and it doesn't look like he pulls off anger. And of course, originally I thought this Batman would not have two faces, but little I knew I was wrong. The Lego Superheroes guys are giving them two faces. One where he's like a grunting face, the one where he's smiling. Of course, there is something in this suit that the Chris Nolan's Batman doesn't have. You can see if you could see right clearly on his legs, you can see he's wearing you can see he's wearing black hip tights. Right? Even though in Chris Nolan's Batman he's not wearing them. At least with this one they did fill in with one color. And of course they did that. Of course they had to redetail the suit because the decal's smaller. Because in this one the decal of the bat, the bat decal on the front of his torso is big, and you can see a comparison on the back. The old suit doesn't have detail back then until when it came to Lego Superheroes. This is Lego Superheroes version. Now they put detail on the back, and you can see the belt and the pockets built into it. So, of all the Batman minifigs, what I liked about this one better is that they did make sure they didn't put hip tights. What I like about this one is the cowl, the fact that they did readapt the size to make sure it's fully round. It's fully round to fit the whole head of Bruce Wayne. Which is exactly like Chris Nolan's Batman in these, which technically is the suit improved from the second film.